can you start your valuing nature journey? All businesses have different reasons for adopting a capitals approach to valuing nature. Some businesses want to better understand the environmental risks they face. Some want to ensure their supply chain is sustainable. Other businesses start their journey from a related goal such as carbon neutrality or reducing plastic use.
There are many companies already doing stuff into this direction, but when you ask them, are you involved with natural capital? They say no. And then they have like a whole policy on climate and a whole policy on biodiversity. They just don't realize it's also part of natural capital. So I think we really need to bridge these two worlds. And I think the We Value Nature campaign is great for doing this, actually.
The main trigger to make us start working with the concept of natural capital came twofold. One was external, because we have seen increased interest from ESG investors to understand more about our footprint, but also internal, because we had more and more colleagues asking, are we doing the right things with regard to our business evolution? Are we saving natural capital? Are we good for our environment, or we need to do things?
If we want to have those prices in 100 years from now, and that's what we want, we need to talk, we need to know all the farmers all over the world.
For biodiversity, we have set a long-term goal for 2030, and that is to realize an overall net positive effect on biodiversity with all our investments. And that means that we have to decrease our negative impact on one side, and on the other side, we have to increase the positive effect we have with investments in nature, nature restoration, sustainable use of forests, etc.
In order to deliver on our net positive ambition by 2030, we have 3 focus areas. So the first is to measure biodiversity. The second is to identify biodiversity enhancing measures. And the third is to do research and development.
We need a healthy ocean to have a healthy business. It is very important that all my workers understand the value of the natural capital and the importance of it. We work on being respectful for nature and to understand its importance in our economy and in our society.
All businesses depend on nature for their success, no matter how direct or evident the link is. How can you take the next steps on your journey?
So my advice for companies that have started their natural capital journey is, first, don't wait too long before you start with action, because time is running out and we already know the direction in which we need to go. And second is do it together within your company. So not only with a CSR manager or CSR people, but do it together with procurement, marketing, sales, etc. Form an interdisciplinary team and start walking together.
But next topics we are looking at right now are also looking at not only impact, but also looking at dependencies, measuring and looking at how dependent you are on nature. And the next thing we also started looking at is ecosystem services, which are really crucial, looking not only at your investments, but also what they mean in the broader area where you are active.
My advice to companies who want to start with the journey on natural capital would be to look into areas which are most valuable for them in terms of business perspective. It's very important to make sure that you bring the budget question early in the process. How much time you're going to need, how much money you're going to need, and build as good as possible understanding of return on investment for your company. Would it be through investor relations perspective? Would it be through business side? But it's very essential.
Start to map out where do you have your dependencies and main impacts, and don't forget your opportunities. And then also listen to your stakeholders and your employees, because there you typically have lots of good input.
It's that it is very important for each company, no matter the size of the company, to report, and that's the only way, and to measure your impact. Only measuring you are able to define targets and to act.
you.